Compare 22,000 to 41,000. You see what I'm talking about? Because housing and every other thing here is actually way cheaper than major cities of Canada. Hi guys, Flaky here and you're welcome back to the channel. I feel so glad to be on this channel again. Thank God for preserving our lives and our soul. We thank God for 2023 and we are grateful for yet another thing He's going to do in our life in 2024. So I pray this year becomes the best year yet for you. It will be a prosperous year for us all. So guys, on this note, I'm wishing you Happy New Year. I'm glad to see you again. So today guys, let's talk about how you can reduce your proof of fund for international study in Canada. In my past video, I talked about how you can navigate raising the proof of fund that is now needed because there has been a major increase in proof of fund for international students. So today I'll talk about how you can now minimize the proof of fund. Not how you can get it, it is how you can actually reduce how much is needed for your proof of fund. So today let's talk about the Quebec province. It is the only way you can reduce your proof of fund as of now. How do you reduce your proof of fund? The only way is coming to the province of Quebec to have your study. So let's go to the statistics. Now statistics. The top 4 cities to study in Canada remains Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver and Ontario. The top 4 cities: Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver and Ontario. Montreal being the major city and the capital of Quebec is number 1. Now let's talk about the best city, not the top. Now the best city to study in Canada remains Montreal, the number 1. It remains Montreal. Then the popular city to study in Canada remains Toronto. Nobody is even dragging that. So now you have to notice the difference. There is the best, which is the Montreal, and there is the popular, which is Toronto. It's like saying Nigeria. When people hear Nigeria, all most people knows is Lagos. They don't even know there are other cities in Nigeria because they believe Nigeria is surrounded, like everything that happening in Lagos is happening in Nigeria. So the same way when most people that are outside Canada hears about Canada, what they think is Toronto because it's the most popular, it's what people knows the best. So this is why it is no magic that Toronto hosts 50% of international students in Canada. So it's the most popular. Some people do not even know there are other cities. But the best remains Montreal. And this is where Montreal comes in reducing your international student proof of fund. Montreal hosts over 300,000 international students annually. Why? Because it is seen as the most popular city that is the cheapest. Now let's go back to statistics. Quebec is the number 1 province in Canada. When it comes to land mass, it rates number 1. When it comes to population, it rates number 2 after Toronto. So you can see it's either number 1 in land mass and number 2 in population. So this is like, when it comes to employability and everything, this is one of the best city or the best province you can come to. So let's break it down on how you can reduce your proof of fund. The new proof of fund says for international students, you need to have 20,635 Canadian dollar for your living expenses, not your school fee. This is living expenses for 1 year. How much you're supposed to prove that you have in your account outside your school fee or your miscellaneous. You have to prove that you have 20,635 Canadian dollar to be able to study in a Canadian college or university at all. This is what other provinces says. This is what the federal government requires. And your first dependent needs to have 5,055. Initially it was 4,000 or 3,000, I think. Now it's 5,000 and above. So this is the amount that is required of you to study as an international student in Canada as of today. Things changes. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. But as of today, if you're planning to come, this is how much is required of you to have in your account. So now, what is required of you to study in Quebec? Now you will see the difference. In Quebec, you are required to have $15,078. 15,000. That is far above 5,005. The difference is 5,005 Canadian dollar plus. I don't know what this translates to in your currency, but this is going to save you a lot of money that you have to prove. So that is the difference. Now imagine you're coming, you're two, maybe you and your spouse, you're coming to study. That means you have to provide 20,635 each for two people, making it around 41,000 Canadian dollar. Whereas if you chose the province of Quebec to study, for two people, for two adults, you and your spouse, all you have to prove is 22,115 Canadian dollar. That is crazy. Compare 22,000 to 41,000. You see what I'm talking about? Because housing and every other thing here is actually way cheaper than major cities of Canada. This is like a big city. They have so many advantages. The transportation is top notch. I can say this is because this is where I'm studying. I have it experienced. I experienced this firsthand. Like, this is where I am studying. I'm studying in Montreal, which is the major city of Quebec in Canada. So I'm talking to you from my own personal experience. So two people are going to be spending, like, proving 22,115 Canadian dollar instead of the normal 41,500 plus they're supposed to prove. Do you know how much this is going to ease your stress? No, let's talk further. So let's imagine you have children. So you and your spouse and a child. In Quebec, you will provide 24,773 Canadian dollars. So it's just like $2,000 difference between you coming with your spouse and you coming with a child. So instead of two people, now you have a child under 18 is going to spend 2,000 plus. But if you're coming as a family, you and your spouse and two children under 18, remember those children must be under 18 for those amounts to be used. So for two children under 18 and two adults, all you are providing is 26,737. This is even far below what is required for two adults to study in other Canadian provinces. Do you see what do you actually get what I'm trying to say? So now just imagine, instead of you providing 41,500 plus for just two people, you and your husband or you and your wife, now you can come with two children, and like that's majorly the whole family. Even if you have three children, you will still be spending way lesser than 41,500 plus as proof of fund. Now imagine what stress that is going to take off you. It's like saying you have to provide 60 million naira in naira for people that are in Nigeria to providing 30 million naira. Can you see there was just so much difference. So now, aside this issue that is going to relieve you a lot. This is what I'm just trying to say. You are going to, because to be candid, it's not easy. Providing 60 million naira, providing 100 million naira for family of 4, family of 5, family of 6, because you have to show that you actually have this money. Can you sustain? Can you live? Won't you become a nuisance when you get into Canada? This is why you have to prove those forms. Now see what the stress this thing is going to take off you. Now, if you've researched about Quebec or Montreal, you might be wondering, but they said it is a French-speaking province, because if you've actually done any research on it, or if you later went on to do a research, you will see that Montreal, the province of Quebec in general, is the French-speaking province, is the only French-speaking province in Canada. But this is not to tell you that they do not speak English. This is where people get it wrong. You might want to choose which city you are going in, like, reasonably, which I would advise you to choose Montreal, being the big city, being the major city. And this is a city that has people that speaks more than 100 languages. It is one of the most culturally diverse provinces in Canada. People from different walks of life lives here, they stay here, they are permanent residents here, they work here. So this is telling you that the French speaking should not deter you. Yeah, it should not deter you from coming, because I myself do not speak French. Most of their colleges teaches in English. Now Montreal is an host to the popular McGill University. Just Google McGill is the is the home to the most popular university in Canada, which is McGill after Toronto University. So McGill, do they speak French? Is an English-speaking university. It holds the school like Concordia University. It's an English-speaking university. There are a lot of English-speaking colleges and universities in Montreal. So that is where you should know this is the right place for you to come. Like, I'm just rooting out for you because I will not lie to you. That proof of fund is mad, and I'm very sure it was going to make some people just sit back at home because they couldn't afford it. So I'm bringing this to you to ease your stress. Coming to Montreal does not mean you must speak French. Yes, it's an advantage because for some jobs, especially when you are done from school, for some jobs, corporate jobs, you need to be able to communicate in French. But do you know one good thing about studying here? As an international student, you are permitted to learn the language free of charge. In short, the government will still be paying you to learn the language. So this is like you getting to certificate. Language is a skill, is a life skill that you can use anywhere. In fact, when you're able to speak both English and French in Canada, you earn more because you have an advantage. You easily get jobs. Did you understand? So now this is you coming to a province to study. It is going to require you to pay less. It's going to require you to prove less for the fund you need to prove. And also you're going to learn a language. The cost of living is way cheaper. Transportation is top notch. So what else do you need? You know, I am always after bringing you the best news, bringing you the good news, bringing you news that will make life easier, because of I want us all to succeed. That is just my point. That is why I'm here, nothing more. Bringing you best information, bringing you all things good. So this is one of the good news. This is just like opening. We are opening the new year with this good news. So come on, come to Montreal. So don't stress yourself. Don't bother your head. How much is a proof of fund? Don't bother your head, eh? It is just 15,300 and something for Quebec, for you only, instead of you proving 20,000, almost 21,000 for other provinces. So come to Montreal and come and witness the beauty of Montreal. Also, if you have enough and you decide to try other cities, well, those cities are actually beautiful. But because I've not been to other province, this is where I know, and this city is really beautiful. It's really beautiful. There are so many things to see. So guys, this is the end of today's video, and I hope you found this interesting. You found this educating. If you like this video, if this video has blessed you, give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, comment, and just, guys, your like will make this video go viral. Liking this video will make people see it. More people that needs to see it. More people that needs to come. Just let's help each other. But make sure you like this video so that other people can see this information and make use of it. We need to do better for ourselves. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, I remain your girl Flaky. Bye.